On UI7 Newsbreak, an addition of meters causes concern for students with disabilities on campus.
Plus, Parkland is giving students with special needs a chance to shine this holiday season.
And the State Farm Center reopened last week and allowed fans to see the new and improved arena and the expanded Orange Crush. Your UI7 Newsbreak starts right now.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio at the University of Illinois campus, this is your UI7 Newsbreak, your U of I news source.
Hello, and welcome to UI7 Newsbreak. I'm Claire Lavazorio.
And I'm Joey Gelman.
There's 175 metered accessible spots on campus.
And meters will continue to be placed at all remaining accessible spots. UI7 Newsbreak's Alejandra Reyes Peña has more on these changes.
The University of Illinois Parking Department is enforcing changes to the state's Person with Disability parking program on campus. Students and staff now require State of Illinois issued meter-exempt placards if they are unable to access a meter on campus due to a disability. Graduate student David Grossi says the placement of the meters and payment enforcement was made without warning.
I just want to know why because they didn't tell anyone. It just kind of showed up after Thanksgiving and no one knows why, so I'm a little confused.
And this is one of the many meters on campus with the sign stating payment required effective January 1st, 2014, but the meter and the sign itself were not installed till about 2 weeks ago. Director of the Parking Department, Michelle Wall, says the only option out-of-state students have is to pay the meter or become a state resident.
Then they would have to register for their tag, and then the state determines whether they get a blue placard or if they are qualified for the meter exemption placard.
This isn't the first time the Parking Department has made changes to accessible spot regulations.
A couple years ago, they enforced that you needed an Illinois hang tag to park at meters for free. So if you were out of state, like me, I'm out of state. So if I parked at a meter with my hang tag, I would have to pay the meter. But now, since I'm parking in a handicap spot, now I'm going to have to pay their meter regardless.
In Urbana, I'm Alejandra Reyes Peña, UI7 Newsbreak.
For more information regarding the Persons with Disability Parking Program, visit cyberdriveillinois.com or parking.illinois.edu. Statewide adult education programs have had to reduce services in order to remain open due to the budget crisis. The Urbana Adult Education Center services around 1,000 students annually, and last year they served 139 students with a diploma or certificate. It has been in the Urbana community for over 50 years. However, as a result of the budget crisis, the center has had to make adjustments. It charges for certain student programs to meet their financial needs. The closing of nearby programs has had some students concerned.
Close the GED program for Parkland, and if they close this, what other opportunities will kids have?
The center is also sending people to other programs due to the budget situation.
Students, faculty, and community members of all races joined in the quad last Wednesday to show solidarity after the posting of what some call a racist Facebook page. 2 weeks earlier, students held a similar rally as part of a nationwide day of action. In response to their peaceful demonstrations, an Illini White Student Union Facebook page was created. The page called for the black students on the quad to be terrorists. The gathering this past Wednesday was meant to condemn the Illini White Student Union as a hate group. Graduate student Tiffany Harris says the page is just another example of the racism black students face here on campus. Organizers and participants of the rally say the university needs to do more to stop the racism on campus. University administration called the page extremely disturbing and helped take the page down. However, students want the administration's complete attention in addressing the problem. Black students plan on preparing demands for the university in the near future.
Parkland College and the Developmental Services Center brought Parkland Pops to the stage. The all-inclusive choir brought in the Christmas spirit a little early this year. UI7 Newsbreak's Mia Rose tells us what makes this choir stand out.
4.
Saturday, this choir proved they don't need to be pitch perfect to have a good time. Parkland Pops is a Champaign-Urbana choir open to all members of the community, including those with special needs. Jimmy Truelove has been involved in Parkland Pops for a couple years now. His parents, Carol and James, believe it helps him personally grow.
The discipline, having something to look forward to, it is fun. It is fun for him too. He really does look forward to it.
And he loves Christmas.
The choir recruits members who want to sing but might not have the skill set for other choirs. Brian Hagee, director of Parkland Pops, helps the singers learn choreography as well as confidence.
They're responded to as a singer, and their disability is kind of just ignored, and so they're appreciated for what they perform on stage. That gives a person a sense of self-respect and self-confidence that helps them then be able to go into other situations and say, well, if I can do it here, I can also do it here.
So here we are standing right outside the Parkland Pops auditorium, where the Pops sing hot jingles such as Let It Go, Frosty the Snowman, and other Christmas hits. And here I am actually with one of the lead singers, Ray. How'd you think today went?
It went good.
And that sums up today. Friends and family gathered to watch their loved ones sing. Even the audience sang during the last chorus of Jingle Bells. The Trueloves believe the Pops is Jimmy's home away from home.
You have something that you are passionate about, you love doing. It enriches your life, makes your life better. That's what Parkland Pops is for Jimmy.
In Champaign-Urbana, I'm Mia Rose. This is UI7 Newsbreak.
Coming up, a local holiday-themed fundraiser aims to help the Crisis Nursery and teach the youth the value of giving.
And Champaign-Urbana is experiencing unseasonably warm weather. Find out why after the break.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good? Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Being a dad can be tough.
No. What do you mean she's not coming?
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now.
But when you're willing to do anything...
It is I, Cruz Zinkerbell. Okay, time for cake.
It's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Brew. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
"2015 is on pace to be the warmest year on record. A U of I sophomore is doing everything she can to combat climate change. U of I sophomore Jamie Wright calls herself an Earth Warrior. Her life's passion has driven her to help the environment ever since she learned about the importance of combating climate change.
It's our time. We've been told for forever that, we're the generation. We need to step it up for the future. And so I really kind of took that to heart.
After having one of the warmest recorded Novembers in Champaign-Urbana's history, some are concerned that this is a sure sign of climate change. Director of Undergraduate Studies of Atmospheric Sciences, Eric Snodgrass, says that some natural factors are also to blame.
Is November and its warmth a consequence of climate change? The answer to that is technically no, because you're on too short of a timescale to know.
Over the past 130 years, the overall climate has increased, as the temperature lows today are not as low as they were in the 17 and 1800s. This is due to the increase of the average temperature. Still, some climate change is caused by human-made factors, like the smoke seen in the sky at the U of I power plant. Wright hopes to educate students about how they can reduce their ecological footprint. She employs the strategy of reduce, reuse, recycle, but wants people to know that this is a sequence. While it's not preferred, if you need to buy plastic water bottles, reuse them as many times as possible before recycling. With each small effort, Wright believes these actions will have long-term benefits.
So I started thinking about it not as helping people right now, but as helping people down the line in the future.
In Champaign-Urbana, I'm Claire Lavisorio, UI7 Newsbreak.
The COP21 summit is underway in Paris, with world leaders from almost 200 countries in attendance. They're meeting with the goal to produce a legal binding agreement that will limit the global temperature increase to 4 degrees Fahrenheit by the end of the century. The participants of COP21 have started drafting an agreement that addresses how countries plan to reduce carbon emissions, which will be completed by December 11th. Many countries have already been committed to fighting climate change. An international solar alliance of 120 countries has been formed, and 18 countries developed the Global Alliance for Buildings and Construction.
The College of Aces Illini Foresters invited the community out to support local restoration efforts by buying Christmas trees. Their annual Christmas tree sale took place at the Illini Forestry Plantation on the southwest corner of Race Street and Windsor Avenue. Former U of I student and president Austin Haskett helps out at their annual Christmas sale.
We've been out here selling trees for about 30 or 40 years now, and it's our main club fundraiser.
Many families have made it a tradition to buy a naturally grown tree from Illini Foresters.
The Crisis Nursery kickstarted their annual holiday shop this weekend. Many children lined up to begin holiday shopping for their families. Going into their 23rd year, the shop is meant to raise money for the nursery and to encourage children to get into the holiday-giving spirit. Alec, a young holiday shopper, says he shops for his family because they love him.
Well, I looked around for a lot of gifts, and some of them were actually really big.
Ashley Lovell, Special Events and Executive Coordinator, says that hundreds of community members sign up to volunteer at the holiday shop. Preparations start early in the spring because there's a lot that goes in to hosting the event.
Kids volunteering today that have shopped here when they were younger. Some of our staff at the nursery shopped here when they were younger.
Lovell says that volunteering is a good way of giving back and keeping the tradition alive. The shop has raised thousands of dollars and all the money goes back to the community. The Crisis Nursery Holiday Shop will be open all week until this Saturday.
Wasn't Alec just so cute?
Adorable, and it's awesome that he's really getting into that holiday spirit. You know, Christmas coming up, 4th night of Hanukkah tonight, so nice to see everyone with the holiday cheer heading into the end of December.
The holiday season's in full swing, Joey. Coming up, we'll have your full forecast after the break. Stay tuned.
Ballerina.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez. and I am your dividend.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
We've had some crazy warm weather so far, Joey. It's been
Wild is what it is. I mean, I thought we'd be pulling out the winter coats, the hats, the gloves, the boots, 8 layers of clothes in December, and not even close.
We might not even have snow on Christmas, but now we have UI7 Newsbreak's Mia Rose joining us in the Weather Center. Mia, how's it looking out there?
So today we're seeing pretty warm weather, actually. We're in the 50s, pretty sunny, so leave your winter coat at home today, everybody. And locally, we're seeing 50s, high 40s across the board. We have 48 in local Champaign-Urbana, and actually we're getting up to 63 in Bloomington Normal, so very, very high for this time of year. And then all throughout the Midwest, we're seeing pretty moderate temperatures for December. All the way in Iowa, we have 46 in Des Moines, Chicago 47, and then even going more south, we have 54 in St. Louis. So temperatures are staying in the mid-50s. And nationally as well, we're seeing high temperatures for December. 66 in Dallas, 59 in Denver, but then temperatures do drop a little bit as you go more north, and we have 38 in Minneapolis. So pretty high for December. And tonight, back to local Champaign, we are seeing 48 degrees tonight, so temperatures are going to stay the same throughout the day. Partly cloudy with southwest winds of 7 to 11 miles per hour. And tomorrow, expect temperatures to drop a little bit, but not much. We have 45 degrees, mostly sunny, with a high of 59. So that should be very nice. And as we see our 5-day forecast, temperatures are getting pretty high throughout the end of the week. We're actually seeing 63 degrees this weekend with light showers. So make sure to put away your winter coats and bring out those rain jackets as we head into the weekend. We have had some crazy weather this winter.
We have. I can't believe I barely have to wear a winter coat a lot of times.
I know, and this weekend we're seeing temperatures in the 60s, and it's supposed to rain a little, so that should hopefully make it easier studying for finals.
It feels like spring, though. I can't complain.
Taking a look here now, we're going to go to sports. Cassidy Williams is here, and Cassidy, big weekend for Illini men's basketball.
Yes, tonight also they'll be taking on the Yale Bulldogs at the newly renovated State Farm Center. Coming up, we'll have more on that matchup and a look at how the Orange Crush is liking the new setup.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future.
My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it. You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Now for a look at tonight's men's basketball game, we'll go to Jimmy Jackson at the State Farm Center.
The Illini men's basketball team will face the Yale Bulldogs tonight at the newly renovated State Farm Center. They are hoping to get to 500 after a 4-5 start. Yale is currently 5-3 and one of the best teams in the Ivy League. Look out for Illinois standout Kendrick Nunn, who is averaging just over 19 points per game. Redshirt freshman Michael Finkel is also coming off a big game with a career-high 24 points against Western Carolina last Saturday. Now Yale is one of the oldest teams in the country. They'll provide another formidable test for the Illini, who struggled earlier this season. Now Yale is one of the oldest teams in the country. They'll provide another formidable test for the Illini, who struggled earlier this season. Head coach John Gross is still trying to decide on a consistent starting lineup. Illinois has started 8 different starting lineups through 9 games this season. The team also ranks 9th nationally in bench minutes, with nearly 43% of the playing time coming from the bench. Also, look out for the Illini to take on the UIC Flames at the United Center in Chicago this Saturday. Tip-off tonight will be at 7 p.m., and if you don't have a ticket, you can watch the game on ESPN3. Back to you in the studio, Cassidy.
Thanks, Jimmy. The State Farm Center welcomed the Illini basketball team back to Champaign last Wednesday for the first time this season. UI7 Newsbreak's Joey Gelman tells us about one of the newest and exciting elements of the stadium, the new Orange Crush.
After calling Springfield home for the last 3 weeks, Illinois basketball continues their home schedule at the newly renovated State Farm Center. The $169.5 million renovation features a number of upgrades, but the most noticeable is the expanded Orange Crush. The students section has been increased from 700 to 1,200 seats and covers 3 sides of the court that tries to bring a new home court advantage to the Fighting Illini. President of Illini Pride and Orange Crush member Logan Orr is very excited to finally be back and be part of the intimidating Orange Crush.
It's super exciting. I'm stoked. This place is going to be rocking tonight. We got the Lou Henson dedication, and I feel like everyone's excited to finally be back from Springfield, so I'm really excited.
It was also fitting that the new Orange Crush was unveiled the same night that the Illini dedicated the new basketball court to legendary head coach Lou Henson, as he was a key part of creating the famous student section that has been in place since 1975. The new Orange Crush section at State Farm Center reaffirms the athletic department's stance that when it comes to creating the best home court advantage, it's the students that come first. Associate Director of Athletics for Marketing and Fan Development Brad Worthman knows just how important the students are to the success on the court.
Our students are the most important part of our program. We love everybody, we love our donors, we love our fans, we love our season ticket holders, but we really love our students.
Orr shares Worthman's thoughts and is thankful for the athletic department's commitment to the students.
I think it's an appreciation, of the program, the great history behind it, especially now that we have Lou Henson Court to play on. So I definitely think athletics is a big part of this university, and they care about the students and the student athletes.
While the section may look different, the 40-year-old Orange Crush will continue to be a long-standing tradition at Illini basketball games. In Champaign, Joey Gelman, UI7 Newsbreak.
The Illini men's basketball team has had a rough start this season, but one player has had to carry more of the workload than he originally expected. UI7 Newsbreak's Alex Ortiz has more on the star player.
Malcolm Hill can do it all. The 6'6", 220-pound junior guard is able to get buckets on offense, just as well as lock down opposing players on defense. But now, on top of further developing his overall game, the usually reserved Hill has had to step into a much bigger leadership role this season.
I've gotten a little more emotional, better as a leader. I think I'm passing the ball better this year than last year. My scoring's been down a little bit, but I think I've been getting more efficient these past couple games. Just gotta stay confident.
That skill set has come in handy, as seniors Tracy Abrams and Mike Thorne Jr. have sustained injuries, keeping them out for the season. Junior Kendrick Nunn and sophomore LaRon Black have also missed significant time with injuries, which led to the team struggling during the first part of the schedule. And with the Illini just unable to catch a break, head coach John Gross and company have had to rely on Hill's leadership and versatility to help carry the team so far this season.
He's got a lot on his plate, but he can handle it.
Despite the difficulties, Hill has remained steadfast and mentally tough. He's averaging 35 minutes and 16 points per game. Still, the Illini will have an uphill battle trying to make it to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2013.
Just staying positive about it. The worst thing we can do is just be negative, because that's just going to make things worse. I think we just stay positive and keep the course, we'll be all right. Just next man up mentality.
It's a mentality that Hill has taken to heart as the focal point for Illinois' success this season. In Champaign, Alex Ortiz, UI7 Newsbreak.
Following a win over Louisville last Friday, the Illinois volleyball team is set to take on Minnesota in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. The team plays Minnesota this Friday in Des Moines, Iowa. This is the 7th time in the last 8 years that the team has made it to the Sweet 16. Coach Kevin Hambley says he isn't surprised by his team's success.
Our expectations are to advance. We want to go to Final Fours and we want to win national championships. And so to have that still be alive, that's what our expectation is going into this weekend, is to be there.
The Illini are now 20-12 on the season.
Sounds like a great weekend in Champaign for Illinois basketball.
Yeah, it should be really exciting, especially for all the alumni up in Chicago that can see the Illinois basketball team play at the United Center this weekend. The women's basketball team's doing really well this
volleyball?
season. Yeah, I mean, we always are good at volleyball, and it's nice to see they're keeping up the tradition.
Sounds great, Cassidy. Thanks so much.
And now we have a sneak peek into Season 6 of the Game of Thrones. Mary Maloney has it all in today's Hollywood Minute.
U2 sharing the stage in Paris with Eagles of Death Metal after the deadly terrorist attacks.
These are our brothers, our fellow troubadours. They were robbed of their stage 3 weeks ago, and we would like to offer them ours tonight.
The concert aired Monday night on HBO. It may be just a few seconds, but we'll take it. Our first glimpse into Season 6 of Game of Thrones. HBO releasing a new ad featuring all the returning shows for 2016. Now the wait begins for a full trailer. Season 6 premieres in April. Well, there's no bad blood when it comes to the Grammys. Taylor Swift ranking in 7 nods, including Album of the Year for 1989. The record spent its first full year in the top 10 of the Billboard 200 chart. The Grammys airs on February 15th. Nashville star Claire Bowen now engaged to longtime boyfriend and musician Brandon Robert Young. Young reportedly popped the question during a performance at the Grand Ole Opry over the weekend. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
An Ohio man is refusing to back down after officials have ordered him to remove his zombie nativity scene. This is Jason Dickinson's second year displaying the nativity scene. It was originally a publicity stunt for his haunted house. This year he decided to bring it back. He says that Sycamore Township wants him to remove the nativity scene after being denied a permit because the zoning permit doesn't allow an accessory structure. He could be fined $500 a day if the scene is not removed. Dickinson believes his zombie should stay for the holidays. Crazy that it's our final newscast today.
It is. The semester's almost over, guys. I mean,
get to just take a couple finals and then go home, get a little break. See you guys all back next semester, unfortunately.
Yes.
Absolutely. I can't believe how fast it went by. I feel like we just started class yesterday.
You know, already finals and then
But it's really been a blast though, doing the news and bringing it to all you guys at home. It's been a really fun experience to really build up our experience doing this and to give you guys some key information on Champaign-Urbana.
Definitely.
We always love our viewers. And that's a wrap for today's edition of UI7 Newsbreak. This was our last broadcast of the season. You can catch us Tuesday and Thursday nights on UI7 News after the holiday break.
And we just really like to take the time to really thank everyone who's really been a part of this program. We couldn't do it without you guys. I know we've all switched roles here, anchoring, producing, camera, what have you. So good job to everyone on this, and thanks to everyone who basically made this show what it is today. Couldn't have done it without you guys.
Great job, everyone. Thanks, and have a wonderful holiday season.
But then I spent so many nights